Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chan. Let's get into Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Let's go. So Scrap has made his way over to Shakira's finally, right? Shakira is telling everybody in Atlanta how Scrap takes Britney out and then comes to her for bang bang. You gotta stop doing that. That makes you look hella crazy. Then the baby looking at Scrappy like, who this man, Hoppo? Who this man, mama? Cause Scrap don't come over to see the baby. Clearly. So he telling her, like, you keep telling people that we sleeping together and all that. Then he gets in the confessional and he says, nah, I ain't gonna come around. Like, we did do all that kind of stuff after the baby was born, but this ain't that right now. Scrap, this is your baby. You had a triangular situation and made this beautiful child. Now you gonna have to do what you gotta do. If you just need to take Brittany with you to see the baby, or you need to take Mama D with you, you need to do what you gotta do, but you need to be in this baby life. Talking about you ain't coming around. Then she around here talking about, well, I'm just gonna go back to New York because I need to be in the right mental state to raise the baby. You should have been in the right mental state when your friend called you over to have bang bang with somebody you didn't know, but you saw him on TV, so you thought it would be cool, and you ended up having a baby. Now he around here don't like you because he don't know you, and he going on with his life. And then Scrap gonna say, you can't take my baby to New York. I got to be with my baby. Be with your baby. Let me tell you something. Mona Scott Young know how to make these hoes look crazy. Because in the next scene, I don't know how this edit went. Well, maybe I'll think about it and I won't go right now. Scrap is not about to change, girl. And you not about to stop lying. Let's keep going. And other women that looking crazy. The next scene, Jasmine and Rashida just finished hugging each other because Rashida and Kirk have met Jasmine and what's her name? Jessica, to have a conversation about they talk with Yandy. Mona is the GOAT. This whole scene is crazy. But Jessica is telling them how she and Carly Red was talking about T-Lo and how she was talking to Yandy. Then Jasmine was like, yeah, I went off on Carly Red because of this, that, and the third. And then Jessica was like, well, you need, Rashida, you need to talk to Yandy. And Rashida's like, well, child, let me talk to this hoe. Whatever. Why are you sitting here across from Jasmine? Mona Scott Young is the GOAT. Her husband's a girl. Child, he is sitting here hoping that Rashida don't have no flashback and realize that she's sitting across from the woman that you done went around and slept with and got a baby on her with, right? He like, yeah, you need to go and talk to Yandy. Just part of the girls, child. Jessica messy because Jessica said, well, Yandy said that, I don't know. Y'all was messing around. Rashida said, well, what if we was? What business of hers would that be? Child, let's keep going. I loved this because Jessica was here for Sierra. Sierra's gone through 4 miscarriages. She said her husband does not understand, and Jessica can relate to her. And she was like, you've lost 4 parts of yourself. And she said, I'm going to be here for you. She's working on her doula license, and she's going to set something up with Sierra for what happens after you lose a baby, right? So they're going to go to that, and I love that for them. And then they talked about Carly Red. Sierra's going to have a one-on-one. Jessica said that hers was not so good. This was good. Oh my God, I was just praising Jock and Kendra. Jock has gotten out the car to hang with the boys because Kendra done got a text in her DM about Jock being in the Uber with some woman. He around here asking for receipts. She can't produce the receipts. And now Kendra talking about divorce. And Jock is tired of that. Like every time they get into it, why you got to bring up divorce? They were doing so good. Let's keep going. Jock said he is tired of every time something go on, Kendra come to him talking about, oh, I'm young. I can go get somebody to have a baby. He was like, okay. Jock is going to fool around and make her dreams come true. And I'm going to be here for it. So then after all that happens, Kirk pulls up and then Jock says he wants to invite everybody out to Puerto Rico. He has a show to do out there. So that's good. Let's keep going. So Carly and Sierra have their conversation. And it is a really good conversation because Carly said that she was worried about her friend. And Sierra let her know that after she lost her baby, she was on antidepressants. She didn't realize she couldn't mix it with red wine. And she was just really off her rocker, right? And so Carly said, I'm going to be here for you. If you need me, I'll take you somewhere. And Sierra said, I'm just really glad that we had this conversation. And I'm glad we're in a better place. So this was perfect. So we get over here with Jock and Kendra. Like I said, they were doing really good. But Kendra was mad at Jock because Jock had made that post that we all read about if you don't want to be here, then you can leave. So this is the post that they're talking about. And she is upset because she feels like he shouldn't have gone on the radio and said what he said, and he shouldn't have gone to social media and made this post. But Jock is like, this is the only way that you can hear me. And you listen to people in your inbox, right? Because he said, I've been one of the most consistent people you will ever meet, and I'm at a point where I'm just done. And then he tells Kendra, like, you're going to have to stop, like, threatening divorce. Then we find out from Kendra that she was lying about drawing up the divorce papers. Like, that's my whole thing. Quit playing. Like, Kendra, you are really playing with him. And Jock is like, you can't keep telling me that you want a divorce. Because basically, I'm going to make your dreams come true. You know, she says she loves her husband. He tells her he's going to Puerto Rico with Scrappy. She's like, I trust you to do what you're going to do because I'm going to do what I'm going to do as a wife. So they worked it out, but I hope she heard him because you just can't keep hollering in my face. And when they did all the flashbacks, I would be tired of Kendra. Let me say this. If I was going to have some children again, I would want a doula and a doctor because I'm going to still need an epidural. Don't get it twisted. But it's the care and the love of a doula that I would need in my life. Because Jessica, although she's a wacky, I think she's sweet also, and she's perfect for this. So they've invited Sierra and No Emotions Zay over here to this doula situation, right? Because she is telling the doula like she hasn't had any time to recuperate or anything. And she was worried about her husband leaving her because she was all over the place. And she has since stopped taking all the medication. And she's telling him, I need him now more than ever. She loves this man. He is like a bag of flour. As Jessica is sitting here and rubbing on Sierra's stomach, Sierra is very emotional, and she said she felt every emotion come out of her as she was doing that. Zay is sitting over here with his cap off, and Sierra is crying, not going to her to hold her head to console her, just looking like, oh my God, this looks good with Jessica rubbing on Sierra. This could be a thing. That's what I thought in my head because he was so emotionless and he was just so nonchalant. I thought, Sierra, don't have no baby with this man. This ain't what you want. Now, this is the meeting I've been waiting for. Let's get into it. So Yannick was like, I'm glad that you decided to come because I've been sitting here for a minute waiting on you because you've had a lot to say about me. I've heard that you've had a lot to say. Rashida said, oh, did you? I've heard you had a lot to say too. So then they get into this part about talking about Yandy's marriage, right? Rashida's like, well, you the one that said you weren't married anyway. Absolutely. Yandy was like, yes. So why are you talking about it? Rashida, why are you talking about it? We've all heard Yandy say that she wasn't married, that she didn't turn in the papers. Why is that a point of discussion for you? What you need to be talking about is, Mona, why are you consistently making me film and sit in front of Jasmine, the woman who bounced house on top of my husband and got a baby, and now I'm supposed to be her friend on TV? That's who you need to be talking to. Then Yandy said, I don't want the piece of paper if I'm going to have the piece of paper like you, Rashida. And I was like, amen, amen. Rashida said Yandy out here talking to Jasmine, talking about she's not a good friend. And then she called Yandy a liar. Yandy was like, lie about what? Now, Rashida ate when she said that Yandy is not the A. I don't think Yandy is Atlanta, right? Especially with this California Angels cap on. So, Yandy, chill out on that. But Yandy had everything else. Because when Rashida said that she was the franchise, her and Throat are the king and queen of love and hip hop, no. You only the king and queen because you allow yourself to be out here and anything goes. Because Yandy showed her them videos with somebody slobbing down on Kirk in the hot tub. You got to eat that, Rashida. And she is a pioneer. You got to eat that too. And Yandy came with the receipts, Jim Jones' assistant and everything.